Morning folks. Right, Sunday morning, just been to the tool station, get some bits and bobs. Calm day out there, it's cold though. Them blue ticks, put another jumper on. Right, today I'm going to put the outlet on this on. I've got the stuff out that I've removed from the boat. That's actually was a brand new pump just before it was taken apart. So that's as new that. And I've got other fittings, valves and what have you in here. Ball valve, pipes, pipe inserts and that. So we've got the stuff, we can come out here, make a start with that. And then I'll finish boxing all this in hopefully. But first thing is to get into there, get a connection out of that tank. But most importantly, we've got kettle on, so we'll have a brew before we start. Right, so it's a little trip to tool station. We've fetched all these bags of fittings, so I've got enough to start running down the boat with the plumbing, etc. So we've got straight connectors, they're all push fit. John Guest is the make, Speedfit, it's the name on them. I've used hundreds of these over the years and they're fine. So we've got elbows, straight connectors, T's, they're all 15mm size these, very easy to use. You can use this stuff with the compression fittings as well. And you can get copper Speedfit fittings, but you don't need them for this. And then we have these inserts, bag of inserts, and they're what go in the end of the pipe. So you get lengths of 22mm, just got a length of that, but the 15mm, you can buy it in rolls also in lengths, like I think they're like 2 metre and 3 metre lengths, so you buy them in rolls and you just cut off what you need. Right, to use them, you cut your pipe to the required lengths and you have these inserts, so, and they've got a little rubber seal on there and there. These are John Guest ones anyway. And you shove them in the end of the pipe, like that. Right, and whatever fitting you're using, whether it's a straight or a elbow or a T, they're in 2 parts, don't they? Simply twist together. Right, so all you do is you put your insert into there, push it home, it goes solid, and then you twist that and that's locked in now and they do not leak. So that's the basis of the system for these Speedfit fittings, and never had a problem with them. I think a lot of modern plumbing's all this now anyway, not soldering pipes and what have you. So that's what you're using, but they also work on these, you know, copper compression fittings and what have you. Same thing like on here. That's a bit we've got ready to go in that tank. So put your nut over and your olive over. Push that. It can be a bit awkward some days, especially when they're cold. Push it home. That's it. Push your insert in there. And what that does, it's putting a tube within the pipe, so you've got a solid tube for it to clamp up to. And then you just, as of if it were copper pipe in there, put your end on, get 2 spanners, wind them together, it compresses the olive, squeezes it onto the pipe, onto the insert, solid as a rock. Back at net, done. Easy peasy. So that's all you do. 15mm, 22mm, whatever it is. That's the basics for using fittings. And every joint you make, put an insert in. So on here, we're coming out today to those valves. It will reduce then from a 22mm pipe to a 15mm. And when it does that, when it comes out of there, it's all going to happen here. And then that pump can go down here, and that'll lift water to a metre, that one. So it can be a metre above where the water's coming out. So it's only coming up, you know, I don't know, 3-4 inches or something, if that. 3 inch to that. And then that's 15mm, so you've got to get down to 15mm then. But also where that reduces, just down here somewhere, and you've got to do it, I've just been reading, within a metre of the tank. I'm putting this freshwater level sensor. I haven't got one yet. I'm just going to order one today. What are they? 115 quid, I think. £114 including that. It's a bit pricey, but that's the same. It's push fit fittings. Right. So there'll be a flow in there. Has a sort of directional flow, and it measures the pressure or something of the water. You set your gauge, and it. So then, this tank never had a water gauge before. You just had to dip the tank. So I'm going to invest in one of them anyway. So that's it really. We've got all the stuff here. We can make this up, come out of there, and then if I'd remembered my old saw set like I should have done today, I was going to drill this wall and put the water tank filler in and breather. I brought the taps and what have you to tap, drill and tap to for the screws to mount them, and I've left the blooming also set in the workshop, and because we were using it on the boat the other day in the workshop, and I've left it there. So that's the end of that today. So we'll make this bit up, and that's a start, innit? Okay, so here we are. So we're going to come out of that tank. We've got a fitting, and we're coming out, and we've got the what is it, PB stuff, plastic stuff, and the fittings and everything. So we're coming out with that. That'll go into the tank. Right, and then it's going to come out, and I'm actually going to put a service valve on it there. It's just an extra valve. It's not necessary really, but I'm going to put that on there, and then I'm going to put a ball valve where we can easily access it here, because when you leave the boat, I'd turn the water off really, and if you can get to something easy, you're going to do it, you know. If you've got to start messing about, then you're not going to do it. So that's what I'm doing anyway. I'm having two valves, and then it should. Right, I know that's a valve, that's a valve, that's a ball valve. They can seize, it's not likely in this situation. They do in houses and what have you. But should I need to remove this bit, then I can turn it off immediately there next to the tank. It's just something I'm doing. Probably you don't have to do it, but it's a fail-safe system really, hopefully. So we'll just have a look at the fittings we've got. Right, so I've cut that to length now, so that service valve will go on there. So we'll start with that end. So anyway, we've got his insert shoved in there, we've got his olive on there, and now we need to compress it. So you need 2 spanners for that. So that can now wind into the tank there, but what we'll do is we'll make this one up as well. So we're shoving that in. There we are, some snaps in. Compress it. So we've got us inserting, olive on. Push it home. Right, so that's us outlet made up. Got the service valve and the ball valve. So that's the everyday use valve, or if you're leaving the boat, you know, for any length of time, I'd just turn the water off. It's just, so it's easy to do. It's something you'll do. Right. I have seen people use these service valves for the on and off valve on the water. I wouldn't do that. They're not made for using all the time then. They're just for servicing something like a tap or a washing machine or something. Or you want to turn the water off temporarily to get to something, you know. They ain't an everyday on and off valve, and they can go wrong, those. You want a proper ball valve like that. So anyway, right, we can now get that put in there, and we'll put some PTFE tape on it. Okay, so we've got PTFE tape, which is I don't know what the proper word is, PTFE, some chemical nonsense. Anyway, it comes in a little roll like that, and it's little thin stuff, and you wrap that round threads and it seals them. So you just leave it on there, you don't pull any off, and as it comes out the back like that, so you hold that, right, and with it coming out the back, you wind it round and round so it's coming off backwards off it, and then it keeps it all tight. If you try and come off the other way, it'll go all sloppy and all over. So you just wind that round. And just pull it off. So that's wrapped now. So when you turn it, it'll not unravel that because you're turning that tight. If you'd have gone the other way with it, you will turn it and it'll all unravel. So it's got to go opposite to what you're going to turn it on, if you know what I mean. I don't know if you'll be able to see anything here. I'll just get it started in. Now that's getting some pressure on it so the tape's binding. Right, that's tightened up now. Oh. That's tight. Oh. Right, so that's solid now. we can unslacken these and bring this valve back to the top. That's it. So the ball valve can go on with the nut first, the olive, and the insert. Right, we'll just leave all this loose now. So that's us on and off. Right, so then we'll come out of here again with some more 22. So we're now going to drop down from 22mm to 15mm. So we're going to take this pipe off and cut it. And on here there's lots of lines all marked off very precisely. So I want that to go there. So I'm going to cut it on that one. Right, you'll see on these pipes, this PEX pipe, all the markings, they're all at a set distance for a specific reason, and if you can use them for the lengths that you need, then they are useful because they shows you the exact distance they have to shove in. I'll show you. Right, these fittings, that distance there, they have a stop in the plastic like a bulkhead. Right. So that one, I just cut down the line. You can see half of that left, so that line was there. So we'll push that on. Right. So the insert's in. So now, when we push that home, it will go up to that one. There, so that's gone behind there. So you now know that that is fully seated, and that's what they're about. It doesn't always work out, because obviously you've got to cut things to lengths and what have you, but sometimes it does. So if you can, you're putting a new one, starting a new run, use those marks. You're just cutting chances down a bit of anything going wrong. So you do is you've shoved it in, you're going to tighten it up, and that's it. Tighten them against each other, that's it. And to undo them, slacken them off if you want to get those out, but the insert will stop in there. Just pull them back. Oh, the inserts come out. You press that down, release the shoulders, and then back in and tighten up so you can use them again. Right, so now I need to sort this out. It's just all in slack. But now we're going to come up to 15mm. So I'm going to build something under here that holds all this solid and boxes it in and what have you. So we're coming up to 15mm now. We're swapping over. And then the water tank sensor will go here. And then this will run onto the pump. Right, so we'll get the first clip on. We might as well clip this one up, and looks like we've done something. These are all just slack. We don't tighten everything up till it's all finished. And this will want a proper clip on it around here. But we're going to just get this on and clip back to that wall. And I'm sweeping this round. I want to go to there, but we're not using an elbow. If we put an elbow on there, it'll slow the flow down massively from that tank. And it's still going to the pump here, so it's not under pressure, you know, it's not being pushed forward. But because if you've got an elbow on, water comes along, hits this back wall, then goes off that way, and it stops the flow quite significantly. So I want to sweep here. I'll have to get a couple of these on. You've got to have a couple on, so it's sat in there. When you push that back, it'll want to shove that end round if you haven't got two on. So now I can sweep it round up to there. We'll get another one on here. Right, so we're underway with the plumbing now. Be able to get those that filler on, and we'll fill this tank up, get that lot nipped up correctly, make sure it's all dry, on any weeping, and then we're going to get a tank, what they call it, sensor on here. To a metre from the tank, you've got to break in for that sensor, so somewhere on here we'll put that, of the gauge. I don't know if it's hardwired or it's a, you know, a Wi-Fi thing. You put the gauge where you want, I think. So that's it for now. Right, so we're underway, and where that valve is, I'll be building a cupboard there, or it'll be the bench seating. It'll be covered in anyway, but accessible. But maybe cupboard at that end, cupboard above, I don't know. We'll make it up as we go along. Anyway, that's it folks for today. Just half a day, and you got that done, that's fine. Progressing. So anyway, thanks for all comments, and thanks everybody who subscribed, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, help the channel along. Got plenty of content to come, so that's it anyway. Ta-ra!